Okay, everyone, I wanted to just record this quick video because I've kind of come across something that has helped me a ton, and specifically for doing an online service or a business or something like that. And even more specifically for people who are in the copywriting niche, just as everyone in this group might be. Okay, so the concept is simple. I was struggling for a while to figure out how to use a CRM as something where I could log, my interactions with people and just different events that happened and where I met people and how to categorize people. So that way, basically, I could have an easier time doing outreach. And, sometimes people might say this is just procrastination or distraction, and I completely disagree because the one biggest thing is I would wake up in the morning to do outreach and I would completely forget who I would do outreach for, like who I would talk to, who I should go, pitch, or who I should go connect with because they have an opportunity for me. So what I realized is two things. Whoops. Apple contacts equals not enough. But also spreadsheets are not useful for mobile data entry. So having these two things in mind, I went through this process. So basically, CRM is great, but having a PRM is 1,000 times better. So what are your options when you want to have a PRM or a CRM and kind of effortlessly switch between the two? Well, you could manually create it in Google Sheets, which is good enough at the beginning. A lot of people who even build these things recommend doing that. And I want to emphasize this. This is the way to do this. Like, you need to have a PRM. People in entrepreneurship circles don't talk about this, but people in the extremely wealthy circles, they all know this to be true. Your network is your net worth. You've heard that before, but how do you actually practically apply that? And the answer is a PRM. And I want to emphasize again that Apple contacts are not enough because you cannot get as granular and detailed just by categorizing different groups of your contacts. If you don't have any other options, then you can definitely do that. But this is a very important subject and you have to get this into your brain. Okay, so Notion, a lot of people think Notion is good, but it's not really good for mobile entry. When you're walking around thinking of people that you could talk to, that's the time when you should be entering things into your PRM. Be like, oh, this person popped in my head, let me put them into this group of people. For instance, you could have a group of people that make $100,000 a year, or see how that could be beneficial right off the bat. Like if they have a business, if they have a local business, if they have a digital business, you can put them all into different groups and you don't have to rely on LinkedIn or Instagram or your messages to categorize. You're actually proactively putting people into categories so that way you can then use that later when you are, seeking out information or opportunities. Okay, so a free version of a PRM that's custom designed is Monica. It's open source, but it's not, I don't think it's as good as using a spreadsheet. And then you have Airtable, which I tried and it was pretty good. It is a mix between Google Sheets and Notion. Very snappy, but it's just a spreadsheet maker essentially. It was fun to use though. But then I came across Clay and Dex. So I'm going to focus on Clay right now. Clay and Dex have very similar features. Clay is a little bit more easy to use, I would say. It has a fancier UI, which I prefer the UI from Dex, but Clay has a 14-day free trial, and I'm still on the free trial, but I love it. Okay, so